we have some battles in the first primetime session. We have some ladies and men vying for the team slot on Team USA for the IPF World Championships that will be held later on in Dubai. What are your expectations in terms of fireworks?
I mean, I am super excited for this session. I don't know about you, Ryan, especially in the first session. We got Leanne Lee going to be gunning for Heather Connor's total. 52 kilo battle, the return of Natalie Richards, hopefully at her prime. It's going to be a good one.
Up first, Jocelyn Eng, 125.
Jocelyn's in the 47 kilo class. She competed at the Junior World Championships last year in Costa Rica, where she walked away with a silver medal.
Jocelyn hits a nice smooth opener. As we wait for the lights with bated breath, 3 thumbs up and the first official lift of the 2026 Open Nationals. Now Jamie Fisher up next. Jamie, a wily veteran, has a monster bench press. Correct me if I'm wrong. World champion in the bench press.
Yep, she won the World Championships last year in Norway. And we did have our new bench rules come into effect just a few days ago. So, I mean, this is the squat. I'm excited to see how she adapts to that coming up later.
125 for her first squat. Looks pretty smooth. Judges giving the thumbs up again.
It's going to be a good lift. 3 white lights.
Up next, Leanne Lee, and you had mentioned Leanne is chasing that national team spot. Heather Connor, reigning world champion, upset Turbo Tiff at last year's World Championships, had a battle with Turbo at Sheffield, posted up her total, but Leanne Lee eyeing that total to secure her spot.
Being coached by Mr. Swolfesser himself. And with his athletes, we know he is prone to making those big jumps. So we're expecting this opening squat to move very speedy.
Yeah. Right,
there we go.
Right on the money there.
Looks good, like you had mentioned on the preview show. Oh, and that's going to be another 3 white light lift.
Thank you for plugging the show. Got that out the way.
Had to get out the way early.
You mind pulling up the total that Heather posted up at Sheffield? I believe it's
435.
That's right.
So she's going to be really needing to go 9 for 9. Going to be trying to overtake that.
And Ariel Patra lifting next. 132.5. We are in the 52 kilo class now.
And this is definitely one of our classes that has very high class lifters in Ariel, Jamie, and Vanessa. Work with us here, folks. We are having some technical difficulties. It is the first primetime session.
Vanessa Pineda up next. Vanessa, 147.5. We're staying in the 52 kilo class. Not a bad idea. Criselda, Facundo with 150 kilos even. We are in the 57 kilo class now.
This is Criselda's first national meet on the Powerlifting America stage.
Walking around, expending energy.
The experience shows.
Mariah Bolden, speaking of experienced lifters at the national level, 152.5 for her. And she is opportunity here. Kilo class world champion, the 2023 World Championship best lifter. Had some injuries that plagued her and set her back. But if you've been following her online, her prep for this meet has been on point. And if she's back to 100%, that is big, big trouble for the 57s of the world. Really smooth. 2-1, it's good.
Gets that one red card for depth, so she's just going to have to watch that on her next attempts. But we know Natalie again. She's another seasoned competitor. Like you said, she won Best Lifter at the World Championships in 2023.
132.5 right now for Jocelyn Ang. Jocelyn campaigning in the 47 kilo class.
And now Jocelyn, she's a young lifter. She might not be creeping up on that big 435 total that Leanne's gunning for, but I mean, she won the she competed, at Junior Worlds last year. And this is quite a sizable squat for a 47 kilo lifter.
The 47 kilo class is progressing so quickly. For years, 408 was the biggest total we'd seen, and we are so far beyond that now. Jamie Fisher, 132.5 for her.
kilos under her best. See how this moves for her.
Slow and steady.
Three white lights. There we go.
As we move into into the 52 kilo class, Ariel Patra, 140 kilos for her second attempt, taking a 7.5 kilo jump.
I mean, Ariel, she's gonna bring the heat. I've seen her compete for years. I think since I started powerlifting. Before that, she always inspired me. See how this 140 kilo squat moves.
7 years in the game, to your point earlier. 150 kilo personal best.
Unfortunately, that's going to be a no lift for Ariel on depth.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. She will have an opportunity now on her third attempt. It'll be interesting if they decide to retake that weight or potentially go up regardless, stay on pace for what they had originally planned for their thirds. Leanne Lee chasing down 435, 142.5 on her second attempt squat.
Huge jump here, 12.5 kilos. Like you just mentioned, gunning for Heather Connor's total. Let's see.
Wow.
That was an easy second attempt, Ryan. Only 2.5 kilos below her best. I wonder what she's going to put on for that third attempt.
Vanessa Pineda, 155 kilos as we are in the 52 kilo class now. It looked laborious, but Vanessa can grind if she has to.
And depth is no question there. I mean, she sinks those squats. And Ryan, I don't want to jump the gun, but for our third attempt squats, Leanne Lee has put on a national record of 150.5.
Griselda Facundo, 160 kilos. For her second attempt, we are in the 57 kilo class.
Five keys under her best. Could be pacing for a PR in the squats. Nice.
I think it looked more convincing than their opener, if I'm honest.
I think it did too.
Got the nervousness out of the way. Mariah Bolton. Bolton 160 for a second. Michelle in 162.5.
You said it matched her best, though, so could be putting up a PB on the third.
Bria Williams, the small sister, 170. That's pretty smooth for Bria. She's hit 177.5 previously. Where do you think she goes for her third?
I'm honestly not sure if she's going to try to match that or hit a slight PR going for 180.
It's always tempting to PR, but on the flip side, you got a contender like Natalie Richards, 172.5. You got to think for Bria, go 9 for 9. Stay close enough. If Natalie starts missing, the opportunity arises. It's got to be said, that looked a little difficult for a second attempt. 2-1 is good. I seen her hit 180 in prep for this. I'm not sure if you load 180 right now. She's feeling scrappy, but that looked a little more difficult than I would have thought coming in.
I'd have to agree with you, Ryan. I wonder if the travel could have affected her. I know she's coming all the way from North Carolina. Man, that East Coast travel took me out. She could be cutting.
Jocelyn Eng, 137.5. As we go back into the 47 kilo class.
Beautiful work there.
Yeah, grabs 5 more kilos.
That's going to be a PR for her.
3 for 3 for that young lifter. Jamie Fisher, 137.5. We remain in the 52 kilo class. Now we're mentioning coming in, Vanessa had the biggest qualifying total, but Jamie's a threat. And that was probably the perfect amount of kilos loaded on that bar.
Yep, that was a good call. Matching her previous personal best. And like you said, if Vanessa starts missing.
Ariel Patra fired up to 142.5. Third and final, she missed 140. We're wondering, will she take 140, go up regardless? It's a small jump, but it's a jump. She's done 150 in the past.
There we go. Nice fight out of Ariel. The depth looked better from here. Here we go. 3 white lights. Gets it on the board.
Moving back to the 47 kilo class as Leanne Lee will attempt 150.5 kilos. This is an American record.
And this is huge. I mean,
Leanne looking to chase down that national team spot from Heather Connor.
she definitely needs this squat if she's going to be crossing over that 435 mark.
8 kilos adding to her total right here. Oh, wow.
There we go!
Refusing to be denied. Leanne Lee with a national record in the 52 kilo class. If you were Heather Connor watching this stream, you just got a whole lot more nervous.
That was a big squat there. And that was Heather Connor's own national record. And like we had said before, if she was going to be in contention for that big total to get on the national team, she's going to have to execute. And she did in the squats, walking with that chip. That could help her out.
Vanessa Pineda, 160 for her third and final. She's on pace for what she's previously hit, but 155 was a big ask. Does she have 5 more kilos? Oh, wow, and that's a fighter, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, she does. That she's in a fight today if she wants that 52 kilo national title.
She is a scrappy lifter, going 3 for 3 in the squats.
Mariah Bolden, 165. This will also match her previous personal best. Oh, nice catch by the spotters and loaders. And correct me if I'm wrong, is that the first fail we've seen due to strength today?
Yep. You are correct, Ryan.
We're going to remain, Mariah, in the 57 kilo class. We're going to stay there. 167.5 from Michelle Lynn. Michelle matched her previous personal best of 162.5 in the second round.
And we had said she had to put a bit of work on that second attempt. But I believe that she can grind this out. Let's see.
Wow. Yeah, right on cue. Michelle fights for every kilo. Calm, cool, and composed. She leads the platform. Up next, Natalie Richards, 177.5. Now, I'd seen her do more than this in prep for this, but that's prep. All that matters we have in the day. 172.5, her second attempt was a little more difficult than expected. I am fine with a 5 kilo jump.
I think this is a good call here. I mean, she had 1 red on the opener, 1 red on the second. You don't want to overextend yourself, especially when Bria Williams is on your back.
You know, Bria and her brother are leaning in watching. Is Natalie vulnerable today? Oh, and she's a fighter herself. Natalie answering the call.
Oh.
2-1.
And we see Steve Denovi running over to the jury.
Yeah, when you get one white, you are able to approach the jury and appeal.
And honestly, from my viewpoint, I thought that that was the most convincing squat of her three, based on depth.
Bria Williams, 180. And listen, if Natalie's leaving with her total lowering than expected, and Bria can leave with her total higher, there's a lot of lifting left to go, but you're starting to see pathways where upsets might happen.
Bria seizing the opportunity. This would be a PR.
Very deep. Maybe too deep.
Maybe a bit too deep.
Maybe
a bit too deep. And it's hard as the handler, as the coach, when you're making that decision after your second attempt. Do we go for that PR? Do we take it a bit more conservative?
If you're wondering, the appeal denied for Natalie Richards, so Bria and Natalie both missing their thirds. And we are going to move the 66s and even to the 74s. All in this fight.
Lots of fans in the crowd and lots of fans in the community. Morgan is yet another seasoned lifter.
So the 66 kilo class certainly has their contenders, and Morgan has to be accounted for among them. Morgan has pulled off upsets, won national titles in the past. Wow. The big thing on Morgan, is he 100%? We know if he is 100%, he's a major threat, but we don't often see him at his top end as of recent years. Boston Nikolai, 235.
Walked away with the bronze medal at Nationals last year in Atlanta. Went on to win Junior Worlds. Let's see where he ends up today.
We had two lifters in the day session in the 66 kilo class who totaled over 700 kilos. We're stacked. Work of 235.
I mean, like the 66s off R. Crazy sacked. Evelio Gonzalez put up 710 earlier today.
Just for a little bit of context with 17s, 2024 World, we had a three-way draw on podium with 707.5. These are monsters. Brong Lee, speaking of the World Championships, you remember him in 2023 Malta.
I remember that very clearly.
He's back, had some serious injuries, spinal surgery, hit 715 in December. If he can improve upon that here today, he might have that national title in sight. He might punch his way to Dubai, 237.5 for his opening squat. Makes it easy.
And I love seeing a good comeback. I love seeing lifters like him. At Worlds in Malta 2023, had to get spinal surgery, like you had said. Come back and potentially walk away with the title based on how his day and everyone else's days go.
Jonathan Garcia, 245. Jonathan has been a member of Team USA several times in the past, broken the world record, broken several world records. A perennial contender. Would love to get back to the IPF World Championships one more time. You hear Joey Flex on the sideline saying, championship standard, let's go. With Jonathan, the story really is, if he gets 3 squats, it is big, big trouble for the other 66s. In prep, we've seen 285 kilos,
Ooh.
and he buried it. What can he do on the day? That was fast.
That was fast, and we'll wait for the judges, but that looked like depth to me.
3 highlights. The judges agree.
Open weight 545, Bart is noted. He is from Alabama.
Jason Montgomery, 247.5 as we move into the 74 kilo class.
He last competed not too long ago, just in January, at the DNA meet in Georgia.
His first meet, no less, already in prime time. Looking at his profile in front of me, for years competed, I see 0. But Jason's opening squat does not pass the standard. And this is where things get a little bit interesting. You're relatively new to the sport, new to this level of lifting, and you missed your opening squat, which is the most nerve-wracking lift. How do you
You never know what could happen.
Yeah. Well, this is sports. 3 white lights. Oseno on the board.
And he's been competing for about a decade. That's expected from him. This is his first meet, his first national level meet, excuse me, on the Powerlifting America stage.
Avery Jackson, defending national champion, represented America at the IPF World Championships in Germany last year. 252.5. Avery surprised everybody at last year's American Nationals. Not going to be the case this year. Everybody sees him coming. He's got a big bullseye on his back. They want to take what he has. Oh, that's way more deeper than he needs. He made that way harder than he had to. He shook his head. I think he knows that was, he made his opener look like a third.
I mean, my heart started pounding there. I thought he was going to miss that for a second.
This is not a snatch or a clean and jerk. You do not need that kind of depth.
Yeah, thankfully he got on the board. He was able to grind it out, and
wow,
he kind of knows. You can tell.
You just hope he doesn't overly tax himself, because that was an opener, ladies and gentlemen. Elliot Sykes, 3:05. Elliot, all full of energy, has the daunting task of trying to chase down the pound-for-pound king, Austin Perkins. Austin posting up 891.5 at this year's Sheffield.
And Elliot, I mean, for a couple of years now, has been making insane progress. This opener right here is just 10 kilos under his best. See how it moves.
Wow. Yeah, Elliot, amongst the brightest young stars we have in the sport today, when you're talking about prospects and the best in the game, you have to mention Elliot. If Austin Perkins did not exist, this young man would be the best 74-kilo lifter alive. And he's only 20 years old. And we're already on the second round of squats. Seems fast. Sean Ambrosio, 2:05 in the 59-kilo class.
Now, Sean's got a PR squat of 230, but at his last meet in the 59-kilo class, he posted up 195.
Getting used to the new weight class. Still moving pretty fast. Doesn't look like any major efforts unless he's got an insanely good poker face.
And like you had mentioned, Ryan, when you cut down a class, it is difficult to adjust. And once your body lives at that weight for an extended period of time, you're training closer to that weight, you could gain some of that strength back.
Michael Slapek, 225 for his second attempt. 227.5 is his previous personal best. When he hit that total, he posted up 642.5. That is world championship standard. He's definitely a gold medal threat. Would love to get onto Team USA, hunt for that medal, but the 59 kilo class globally as stacked as it's ever been. A lot of talent, not all of them as outspoken as Michael. He's creating quite the stir. Living up to the hype so far. Morgan Aquino Garcia, 235 for his second attempt. I just heard somebody say, "Let's go, you handsome man." And that looked pretty comfortable.
Putting a bit of work, but that's expected. On second attempts, he's definitely got some room in the tank.
Jason Montgomery back, 247.5. Once again, Jason missed this with his opening squat. 74 kilo class, only his second competition.
They've chosen to repeat this attempt. I think that's a good call.
Yeah, no question, especially given the circumstances I just mentioned with only one previous comp. He's fast, he's snappy, but I don't know if his knees are locked.
I'm not sure if his knees were locked out.
Yeah, and there's some issues here. There's a few issues here. I don't know if it is depth. I don't know if he's locking his knees at the top. And this is difficult to start making adjustments, technically speaking, when you're already here at Nationals in prime time. Hopefully it's not too much too soon. Brian Lee, 250 kilos on his second attempt.
At his last meet, his comeback meet, some may say, where he posted up the big 715 total. He hit 250 on his second attempt, missed his third attempt at 257.
Well, we know in that comp, he ended off with 715. We're hypothesizing that might be a stitch too late to win this one. He needs this and more.
Definitely so.
Oh, 2-1.
I held my breath there. I couldn't quite see the lift, but
so
it was on that line. It was on that line.
He is not here to participate. He's here to win. I'm anticipating they're going to move up regardless. Like I already said, they need more than 715 if they're going to win this. At least that's what we think. And he's pacing for a 715 if he tries to take that again on his third. Austin Nikolai, 255. Wow. And the fact that
he looked confident.
His personal best is 258. That moved pretty good. Now Austin, young man, you'd guess there'd be some progress. Defending national champion, 265 for Avery Jackson. Avery made 252.5, a lot harder than it needed to be. If he does the same with 265.
Yeah, could have been nerves there. Could have been a misgroove. They decided to jump up 12.5 kilos anyways. I mean, he's not here to mess around just to have fun. He's here to defend his title.
This is the equaling his previous personal best in squats. We're at the top end. There's no messing around now. Way too deep.
Oh,
So I'm not.
I don't know what's going on there.
Unless he's losing tension at the bottom. Something's going on with the squat. because that opener, it looked relatively the same there. He's just so deep in that. Whether he thinks he's higher than he is, or he's just losing tension and he can't help himself, I'm not sure. Either way, that really opens up the 66s. When the defending national champ is struggling to get a second attempt on there. 265 stays on the bar. As we move into 74s, Neil Olcedo.
Had no problem with his opening attempt.
15-kilo jump, though. I should slow things down. Move quick enough. Let's see if the judges like the depth. They do. 15 kilos it is.
He almost looks a bit surprised there walking off the platform with the speed.
Jonathan Garcia, 270. And you got to think Team Garcia is paying close attention. Garcia and Avery Jackson battled it out at last year's Nationals, trying to secure that world team spot. Obviously went to Avery, but today looks like a bit of a different story so far in the squats. 270, near the top end. Jonathan has hit 278. In prep, like I had said, we've seen as heavy as 285, but I don't think they're going to load more than they think they need.
And it is important to note this is a big jump from his opening attempt.
Yeah,
25 kilos.
That's monstrous. Jonathan's very confident, though. It looks good, though. It was a little shaky at the bottom, but it looks good.
Yeah, it looks like his hips kind of shifted a tiny bit.
You know what?
In the hole there.
He was talking to his coach, Joey Flex. He actually made that motion with his hands for his hips. There felt a little shift at the bottom. So strong, able to muscle it out, and he's definitely in the lead front running now. And Elliot Sykes, 322.5, a national record in the junior age group. And this is insane for a 74, 20 years old.
Over 700 pounds. This would already be a 7.5 kilo PR. And he is hyped for this. He's getting the crowd hype.
Listen, whether or not he does 892 or not today, you gotta think this clash and showdown with Austin Perkins is inevitable. And by the time they finally meet on the platform, it's gonna be close. And that's pretty crazy to say. 322.5. Oh, and he's strong on the day. Almost loses his glasses. 2-1, it's good. Now let me ask you, how many more kilos does he have in him?
I honestly don't think he has that many more kilos in him. Maybe 5?
I would say, well, this is it. You're probably not going to load 2.5. It's almost not worth dropping that much energy when it's a long day for 2.5 kilos.
I honestly would not be mad if he scratched his third attempt.
I wouldn't be mad at it either. There's a lot more to go in that look near the top end. Strategically speaking, Sean Ambrosio, 215, but I don't think he comes out for any less than 5. And we are back in the 59 kilo class. And Sean is cool as a cucumber out there.
Yeah, very nonchalant lifter.
Yeah, if he had to work with his lifts, I couldn't tell. 2 white lights.
And now that's not going to be an all-time PR squat for Sean, but that is going to be a PR in the weight class.
Like you said, he dropped down. You can only guess the struggle it takes to drop down a weight class like that. Michael Slavic national open record in the squat, 230 kilos.
Now I'm interested to see this. Could be the next big name in the class.
Look at, I would say, can he live up to the hype? But he's already done 642.5 on the platform. But his goals are much, much more ambitious than that. Whoa, wow, that was snappy.
That was a fast third attempt squat. Fast record squat.
That was all 2-to-1. It was high. I'm going to be honest. That was borderline. They do have one weight, and he can approach the jury. His coach is there now. They're going to have a quick conversation.
And now he is a young lifter. I believe he's only 22 or 23.
Morgan Aquino Garcia, 245, matching his previous personal best. Again, in the 66 kilo class, things have really opened up with the defending national champ struggling in the squat event. Now I say that, we had two gentlemen in the day session hitting 710 and 702, so it's just threats everywhere if you're a 66. Not an easy party to get invited to. Oh, nicely done. And Morgan, while others are struggling, 3 for 3 in the squats. You know, there's been a few U.S. national championships. Morgan showed up. Some people were saying if he can return the form, might he finally have done so today?
Like you said, the party is hard to get into in the 66s.
Brian Lee missed 250, coming back with 252.5. When he hit that big 715 total, he hit 255. We think, if not 715, in and around or more is probably going to what it's going to take to win this. If he hits this, he's just 2.5 kilos back. He's got a monstrous deadlift and can cover a huge gap if need be.
Just got to sink it a little bit more.
It's better. Is it enough? Let's see. Nope. Better is not enough, at least at the rest.
They're approaching the jury. I'll be honest, I'm not sure if that's going to be overturned. We've got a strict standard to uphold here.
Jason Montgomery. Well, his 247.5 was reversed.
Oh, interesting. I did not see that.
255 now, no longer facing possible elimination, can now add on 7.5 kilos.
It was fast. I'm not sure what the judges are going to say, though. And it is not deep enough, according to them.
Brendan Petrie, who's handling approaching the jury.
The jury is getting busy in this fight.
Yeah, the jury's having a lot of conversations with a lot of people. Avery Jackson, 265 once again. And here's the situation. If he can correct whatever's going on, if it's even correctable on the day like this, he should be okay. He's previously hit this in competition. Strength-wise, ordinarily it's there. But of course, what is the backstory?
Looks relatively calm, given the circumstances. See if he can correct whatever
Looks a little shaky
is going on.
Too. Oh, no.
Honestly, that went up farther than I expected.
I just am not sure. I don't have replay in front of me, but this is one that a lot of people are going to be going over.
It's a bit weird because his depth looked the same as the first two.
You got to think as well, if we're honest, does that take him out of it, barring any kind of there's just too many people that he's battling all at once. He needs a lot of things to go wrong to a lot of people at once to get by on an opener and still win. But the day's not over. You got to grab your belt and continue. Austin Nikolai, 270. Sizable squat PR. A national junior record.
I mean, hey, this is getting close to Jonathan Garcia's squat.
It is. And this is where an upset could happen again. And that is a huge squat for Austin. And to be that close to a top-end Jonathan Garcia, you know, for a long time, Jonathan was the quintessential 66-kilo squatter. And Nikolai, to already be at 270, just a stitch below 600 pounds as a 66.
And Austin, he's been on the radar for quite a few years now.
The battle wages on in the 66s. You just don't know how to call it.
I mean, do we ever in the 66s, honestly?
You got to stay tuned. 272.5 for Neil Osano as we move into the 74-kilo class. Oh, nicely done. 272.5 it is. Neil officially entering in the 600s, yes. Quite the accomplishment for a 74.
Oh, we hear the yelps already.
Jonathan Garcia, 280.5. You know Jonathan is telling himself, nobody's squatting the same as me at this national championships. We'd seen him hit 285 in prep. Now he's got the national record loaded. Avery Jackson might not have had the squat session we've been hoping for from him. However, other contenders are emerging. Jonathan needs these kilos. 10.5 he could add onto his total right here. And the story, of course, with Jonathan, very much front-loaded on his total, makes up a lot of kilos with the squat and the bench press.
This would be a national record. This would be an unofficial world record. One of the best squatters in the world.
Are you telling me Jonathan doesn't know the tail of the tape here? He needs this. He's approaching it with intensity. Nice catch by the spotters. And Jonathan stays with the bar. Class act there. Something happened to his lower back. Yeah, he's not in great shape right now. And despite the fact it looked like the weight was going to propel him forward and he might have hurt himself.
Hope he ends up okay.
And this is why, you know, this is the national championship. Seeing what happened to Avery, seeing what just happened to Jonathan, and those were the two front runners. Anybody's day still. Now, I'm not counting Jonathan out.
We know Jonathan's scrappy. He's
Yes.
a scrappy man.
Now, we had said Elliot Sykes, probably around 5 kilos. Don't come out for anything less. National record again. Junior record. 327.5 and 322.5 was a rather big ask. It took a lot of effort, and it's a long day. However, when you're 20 years old, those recuperative powers are on par with Wolverine.
When you're 20 years old and you're a lifter like Elliot, it feels like you can lift anything in the world if you put your mind to it. Let's see it.
Nice grab. And you know what? He didn't expect or expend all that more energy despite a failed lift. Not to throw out the odds on if you miss your third lift. It's about 6-7% chance you're going to miss your third deadlift. However, looking at that third squat, I don't think he overly expended a lot.
I don't think he did either. He just got a bit hyped for it, used some energy there, got in the hole, it out for a few seconds.
Right.
Didn't seem to hurt himself.
Yeah. No, if you're going to miss on strength, you might as well miss at the bottom, and then the spotters come in and save you. Well, there you have it. The squat session concludes as we're going to take a break here. You don't want to miss this. Please do come back for the bench press session. The action already very deep. Tons of surprises. I already don't know how to call this one. We had some favorites coming in. Well, you can throw that right out the window. Anybody's game at the Open National Championships in Lake Tahoe 2026. We'll see you in a short break. Welcome back to Powerlifting America's Open Nationals 2026, presented by A7. This is the first prime time. We're in the first flight, women's division. We have the 47, 52, and 57 kilo classes. And in the second flight, with no break, of course, we have the men's 59, 66, and 74 kilo classes. And we've had some surprises here.
Yep.
In the women's side, if you're Heather Corner watching, that 47 kilo slot open for who's going to be representing Team USA at IPF World Championships in Dubai is heavily contested today. Leanna Lee with a national record squat, 3 for 3. How do you see the rest of the day playing out?
I mean, she still has to execute in the bench. We know that she's going to be fighting elbow depth, the new bench rules that could come into play here. And then we know Leanne's going to load it up in the deadlifts, whatever number she needs. I mean, she's opening up with a huge 185 in the deadlift. So we know that she is gunning for that total.
It really is the final pull in prep. She's gone as heavy as 200 kilos, and the final top end, it's been a little bit hit and miss in prep. If it's here on the day and it's a hit, she might have Team USA on her singlet come June. Vanessa Pineda, 80 kilos in the 52 kilo class, opening us up. Good, smooth, easy work.
And this is good. We are underway for the bench press in the Primetime session here. Aerial platform will follow, bars loaded, 181 pounds for Ariel.
Ariel Patra, 82.5 kilos. We're in the 52 kilo class.
The lift is good for Ariel Patra. Leading at the lifter, 187 pound open bench press. Bar is loaded for Leanne Lee.
Leanne Lee, 85 kilos now for her opening bench press. Previous best is 90 kilos.
And I believe she had hit 92.5 in the gym. Gonna need all the kilos she can get.
Yeah, in the 47 kilo class, tough to add kilos in the bench press event. 2.5 kilos if she can add it. It'd be nice, but you do got to have that conversation. Do you risk it for 2.5 kilos? As a 47 kilo bencher, that's a big jump. She can cover a lot of ground in the deadlift event. Mariah Bolden, 82.5, or in the 57 kilo class.
She was also the Pan American champion last year. More than champion.
Mariah makes easy work of that.
Moving on to Bria Williams. 209 pound opening.
Bria Williams, 95 kilos.
Bars reloaded for Bria Williams.
Missed that third squat, which was a PR attempt.
Had an opportunity. Talked to Marcellus in the back. He said, given what they've seen by Natalie Richards, leaving with 72.5 in the squat, they had to load 180 and make a play for it. They didn't want to end up back in the hotel room thinking, could we have, should we have? Now's the time. The opportunity was there. Be foolish not to take it.
And now, Bria, I'm interested to see how this moves. I mean, she expended that energy, missing that squat, but this is just 2.5 under her best. And it's moving nice.
Yeah, considering 97.5 was a previous personal best, she's going to have a big bench day.
214 pound over for Jocelyn. That bar is loaded.
Jocelyn Ang, 97.5.
National champion and a silver medalist at the IPF Junior Worlds.
World silver medalist in the juniors.
And keep in mind, we're in the 47 kilo class. This is quite a big bench that she's got in her pocket.
Yeah, considering she's opening at 97.5. Dominant force in Turbo Tiff is around 107.5. This is her opener. She might be on par.
Ooh.
Wow. And that's good company to keep when you're Jocelyn.
And again, like we mentioned before, she's a young lifter. She could be creeping up towards Tiffany Chapeau, Heather Connor, Leanne Lee numbers next couple of years.
100 kilos loaded Jamie Fisher, 52 kilo class. Jamie, phenomenal bencher, world champion. A little bit of a sticking point for an opener. Not sure that's what I expected, but a little misgroove might have been all.
Yeah, and she's definitely had to make some adjustments, given the new bench rules that just came into effect a couple of days ago.
Griselda Facundo, 100 kilos even, in the 57 kilo class.
Easy work.
102.5 for Michelle Lynn as we stay in the 57 kilo class.
Michelle was bronze last year in Atlanta.
9-year veteran. Last year, podium finisher at Nationals. Definitely a threat here today.
That's a good lift, despite having a bit of a weird sticking point in the middle.
Natalie Richards up next. 102.5. In prep, we've seen her hit as heavy as 110 kilos. That's more than what we've seen. Well, she's done 112.5. Now smooth. That's like a bench opener should be. So if we're pacing, do you think she's pacing for around 110 or do you think 112.5 once again?
I think it's a tricky call because you don't want to overextend yourself, especially after missing that third squat.
Right now, she's still a heavy favorite in the 57 kilo class if she stays in the pocket and starts hammering at her lifts.
And she's very experienced too, clearly. Been on the world stage, the national stage many times. Some newer lifters might get thrown off by missing that squat.
Vanessa Pineda, 85 kilos. Ooh, and that got heavy quick. That was not the script, my goodness. Vanessa has previously hit 85 kilos in comp.
Now, her opener moves speedy, but when we're in the bench press, those breaks can come on quick.
Ariel Patra, 87.5. Oh, wow, what is going on?
I did not expect that.
And she's hit heavier. And the ladies struggling in the bench press event.
I mean, we are moving quite fast. Let's see how Leanne does.
90 kilos for Leanne. This will match her previous personal best. She's hit this in prep. Sorry, she's done 92.5. She's hit this in prep. Or no, she's 90 kilos is her personal best. Well, there we go. I struggled more with her data than she did with her second attempt. Bless. But 92.5, nevertheless, likely the third attempt here. And I'm okay with it with the way 90 kilos moved. And she's going to need it if she wants the best 435.
I agree, Ryan.
Phenomenal squat, PR squat. She PRs the bench. And we'll have to see where the deadlift is. Mariah Bolden, 97.5.
Nice quick pause, gives a nice quick press command.
Yep. Casually strips the wrist wraps. Bria Williams, 100 kilos even. This is a personal best for her.
Let's see how it moves. The flight is moving pretty quickly.
Wow, that's still pretty good. Considering that was a PR, it moved like a second attempt should.
I'd probably add on a clean 2.5 kilos, but she looks very excited from walking away with that PR bench.
And a national record now, open national record for Jocelyn Eng, 103. We told you this is playable on the world stage.
Breaking her own national record. Getting quite close to Tiffany's open world record, Tiffany Chapon.
We've seen a hit 100 kilos, 0.5. 2.5 kilos up from that. Doesn't seem like a lot, but again, a reminder, 47 kilo class, and nobody's ever done this in the US before. And I'm starting to believe in that storyline you were selling earlier about a potential star in the making here.
Wow.
Yeah, you know what, listen, the 47 kilo class, obviously there's, you know, Leanne Lee looking for the 3 lift, but get that young lady into bench worlds and see what happens. Speaking of getting young ladies to bench worlds, Jamie Fisher, 105, 52 kilo class.
Now, we had said her opener was a tiny bit more difficult than we were expecting.
And I'm wondering, I mean, sometimes it's the setup, a small misgroove, did the elbows flare out a little earlier than she wanted, bar path, whatever. A lot of things can happen. One thing Jamie's got a handle on is bench pressing. Ooh, sticky as well. But 5 more kilos, I'm assuming no. It was sticky.
I think there was a bit of downward motion.
Yeah.
I think so. I don't think they're approaching the jury on that.
No, and that's kind of surprising. They did get a white light. Griselda Facundo. 105 stays on the bar. We move to the 57 kilo class.
Not to interrupt Griselda, but I do see one of the jury members walking over. That was a pretty second attempt.
Yeah, that was smooth. We're back on track.
And that matched her personal best.
107.5 for Michelle Lynn. Michelle left the squat event with 167.5.
Nice fight out of Michelle.
Wow. Natalie Richards, 110, somewhat pushing her chips in the middle on this one. 7.5 kilo jump.
They're confident.
Yeah, this is where things get interesting. If she misses this, Bree is right back into this one. She's done more, but it's pretty close to the top end. But bench press prep has gone well coming into this. All right, well there.
Moved well.
Yeah, that's why the confidence was there.
And if there's a lifter that I would bet my chips on, it would be Natalie Richards.
Vanessa Pineda, 85 kilos. As we move back to the 52 kilo class, Vanessa missed this on her second. If you remember, the brakes came on rather quickly.
Hopefully it was just a bit of a misgroove. Maybe adjusting to the fast flight times. Oh,
Hey,
nice
what a
comeback, yeah.
Beautiful comeback, Vanessa. She's a veteran. She knows how to deal with this pressure, and that means something. It's one thing to miss a lift and retake it in the gym. Try it at the national championships with a national title on the line. 87.5 for Ariel Patra.
And honestly for Vanessa, since she had missed that third squat attempt, it was really on the line there for her to get that bench in, to not open the door to the other 52 kilo lifters. Excuse me, Vanessa went 3 for 3. I'm thinking of someone else.
Oh, Patra. Just like Vanessa, missed that on her second, rallying on her third in the 52s, having a comeback in the third and final round of bench press. Leanne Lee, 92.5. We thought off the hop we might end up here. It's 2.5 kilos she could use onto that total as she chips away at 435. Will she take that U.S. team spot? Wow. And it's all starting to mount up for Leanne Lee.
6 for 6 going into the deadlifts.
Yeah, and it's got to be said, not only will she make it to IPF World Championships, but she will be besting the reigning world champion in Heather Connor and become an instant contender for the world title.
And I mean, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but
no, let's get ahead of ourselves.
Let's get ahead of ourselves. Yeah, that would, I mean, beating out someone like Heather Connor.
Yeah, she's a legend. What does that say for a young lifter like Leanne Lee? Mariah Bolden. 100 kilos even. And Mariah picks up 3 white lights. Bria Williams, 102.5. This will be a 5 kilo personal best for her.
And honestly, I think it is smart for them to jump up, take that 2.5 kilo jump, go a little bit more conservative, given that they had a big jump in the squats. Whoa, whoa.
What a fight. Wow.
And it's not going to go.
That was a big, big final attempt there. Jamie Fisher, 105.
Missed this on her second attempt. Going to be trying to take some inspiration from her fellow 52 kilo lifters.
She would be the 3rd lifter in this flight to miss her second and then take it on her 3rd. That's gamesmanship.
And I mean, this is her lift. There we go.
Oh my gosh.
Wow. I expected a fight there, but it was easy. 2-1, it's a good lift. Nice comeback for Jamie.
Griselda Facundo, 107.5.
Would be a personal best for her.
Griselda, 2 for 3 in the squats, looking to go 3 for 3 in the bench. Collect a personal best. Nicely done.
Beautiful work there.
Nice rally from the squat event.
Whoa, Ryan, look.
Jocelyn Ang, 108. It's a national record. And remind us once again what the open world record is in the 47 kilo class.
107.5.
By none other than Tiffany Chapon, who is the strongest 47 that ever lived. When this gets posted on Instagram and TikTok, please do tag Turbo Tiff and Panagiotis.
Unofficial world record attempt right here from the young gun. And her second attempt moved pretty speedy.
Now, this is not out of the realm. It is 5 kilos, I understand, but 103 moved like a second attempt should. What a story it would be. Oh, just a little too much on the day. Got it off the chest, a little bit of a wobble, unable to regain the pacing.
And I mean, I don't think she had much to lose there. No. You're on the primetime stage. You go for it. If you're the handler, you're the coach, you know that it's out of the realm to catch up with Leanne Lee. Why don't you just throw on the unofficial world record attempt?
Now I got some people on the edge of their seats. Michelle Lynn, 112.5. 5 kilo jump, 2.5 kilo personal best. Michelle jockeying for a podium finish. What color will that medal be? Yet to be determined.
That's a PR for Michelle.
3 white lights.
Beautiful fight there, similar to what she had in the squat. Walking away with a PR, stacking the chips.
Natalie Richards, 112.5. This will equal her personal best. While injuries plagued her for squat and deadlifts, bench remained loyal. There it is.
Nice.
And that'll boost the confidence back up. 3 for 3, and it's not like they were sandbagging the bench press either. Thumbs up for the reffing. Lights didn't come up, but not sandbagging either. Matching the previous personal best. As we move directly into the men's 59, 66, and 74 kilo battles, Mike Slavic, 115 in the 59 kilo class.
At his last meet, which was his first meet in the weight class, he walked away with 120. Let's see how this moves for him.
Three white lights. Sean Ambrosio, 117.5. We are staying in the 59 kilo class. Sean, 3 for 3 in the squats. Didn't look overly pressed, but he was celebrating. So I'm assuming he just had a poker face. Easy work.
Still looks like Mr. Nonchalant walking off the platform.
137.5 now for Austin Nikolai. And it's got to be said, in the 66 kilo class, Jonathan Garcia missed his third squat and looked like, I don't want to say injured, but it's going to take its toll. Then there's Avery Jackson, who went 1 for 3. Austin might be in the driver's seat. This would be an upset of sorts. Obviously, he's a contender coming in. Nice smooth 137.5. He's previously hit 147.5, but put an asterisk on that because he came into this event with a previous personal best far below with what he left at squats. It's hard to gauge where he might be on the day. Brian Lee, 145. Brian left the squat event with 237.5. Previously, it hit 255.
Only walked away with that opener.
Yeah, he's a little far back. He needs some kilos. One thing in his favor, he's going to be pulling last. You know what? 145 wasn't exactly...
A bit of work. It was a bit of work.
For an opener.
And that's going to be a good lift for Brian.
Avery Jackson is up next, 150 kilos for his opening bench.
And I mean, if you're Brian or you're Avery or even Jonathan, you never know what could happen. Austin seems to be pacing well, but things could shake up quite quick if he starts missing.
Yeah, the same issues that impacted your squat can turn around and bite someone else in the deadlifts. To your point, you can't lose focus, you can't lose hope. You finish the next 6 lifts and go 6 for 6, everything could change.
You don't want to give up early.
Avery waiting in the wings. In prep for this, he was really playing his cards close to his chest, didn't want to reveal the numbers he was hitting on the bench press. But I bumped into his coach in the warm-up room and bench press, pacing for a PR. Now I say pacing. After the squat event, proof has got to be in the pudding.
Yeah, this is just 7.5 under his best. Like you said, he wants to keep focus.
I'll keep the numbers that were repeated to myself, but if he could replicate that, he could regain a lot of ground. Oh, wow, looks like he might.
That looked speedy.
Yeah, looks like he might. He might be back on track. We'll have to see. He's going to need a couple things to play out for in his favor, but whew, talk about a back and forth seesaw momentum. Jonathan Garcia, 160 kilos.
From Orange Park, Florida.
And what can you say about a guy like this who was limping off the platform in his third and final squat, coming out, opening at 160 and 165.5, sorry, 185.5 is his previous personal best. But you could see where if he tests himself with 160, does the lower back tighten up? How does it feel? Can you throw on 10 kilos and we're back on track? Well, it looks like he, in a day that he needs things to go his way, but I don't think that assisted him, so it should pass, and it does. It's only if it assists the lifter is it not going to pass.
Yeah, if he hits the rack and it ends up going down.
If anything, hats off to him for still getting it. But anyways, back to the point, 160, I like the fact that they use a gauge finder to see where you're at. The back was not 100% your third squat.
Yeah, and I wanted to kind of see how he was walking up to the platform. If he was limping a bit, you know, hopefully he's going to be all good and well come deadlifts, or he can just spam some ibuprofen and hype himself up.
I'm anticipating a big jump on the second attempt. 167.5 for Morgan Aquino Garcia. Yeah, 10 kilo jump it is for Jonathan Garcia. That's what I expected. I think they made the right call. And Morgan on the board himself.
Morgan looks on point.
It's been a minute since we've seen top-end Morgan.
Can you imagine if the other 66 kilo players start fumbling the bag and Morgan ends up somewhere on the podium?
I'm telling you, there is a world where that does happen. There's a world where the two gentlemen in the daytime session end up on the podium. And if things continue to get a little crazy, who knows? I'll stop there.
Ryan, there could even be a world where you end up winning the national
championship. Take it easy. Take it easy. Neil Oseno, 172.5.
Went 3 for 3 in the squat event.
Easy work. Neil campaigning in the 74 kilo class. 182.5 for Jason Montgomery. Jason had a bit of a nerve-wracking squat event. Character building.
Definitely some character building.
But opening with 400 pounds as a 74, this is one strong lad.
Ten keys under his best. Bit of good work towards the top for an opening attempt.
He has a very narrow grip.
I was about to say he's got a long way to go.
It's a very narrow grip, but he is so muscular for a 74. Whether or not he's maximizing all of his levers just yet, remember, this is very early days for his career. Where he might be in 3 years with that kind of horsepower naturally behind him. Now talking about where someone might be in 3 years, Elliot Sykes, national junior record in his opening bench, 190.
Already would be a personal best for him on his opening attempt.
Yeah, the 187.5 was his previous personal best. This is gutsy, but Elliot, definitely a gutsy kid.
Talk about young lifters making progress.
No, wasn't a crazy attempt. Mike T handling him, and Mike T has been around the block, decades in the game. Michael Slavic, 120 kilos. Second round of bench, and we return to the 59 kilo class.
Takes a solid 5 kilo jump from his opening attempt. Wow.
Easy work.
Looked nice. Nice attempt there. I would say another 5.
We're staying in the 59 kilo class. 122.5 kilos for Sean Ambrosio. And Sean, despite the fact that he's sharing the platform with Michael Slavic, is going to have a pretty big total if he continues this pacing. Already on the forecast, 587.5. He's likely to tip over 600 kilos. Nicely done. $145 for Austin Nikolai. 147.5 was his previous personal best. Shocked everybody with that 270 squat.
Yeah, and we're already getting close here.
He's a different animal now.
He won Junior Worlds last year, and now he's gunning for that open spot.
Gonna be honest, that looked like work. Bar slowed considerably.
It was a bit slow. I wonder where they're gonna go from there.
I think 2.5 kilos. I think match the PR. You got a big PR and squat. Don't get overly greedy. The other 66s are still in the hunt. You need every kilo. I'm thinking 2.5. What are you thinking?
I think 2.5 as well.
Brian Lee, 150 kilos. Brian did not have the squat event he wanted. 145. Looked like some work. But if he's going to get back to IPF Worlds, he's going to need to grab those kilos from somewhere. I mean, to be honest, even just getting on the podium, you're going to need a big total in the 66 kilo class. It's just too stacked here at American Nationals. He can't back down, and he's not backing down. 5 more kilos up. Oh my goodness, that was tough, but it looks like he got it. 3 white lights, judges agree, and that, we got to be honest, looked like a top-end bench.
I wouldn't come out for a third attempt if I were him.
He's got a monster deadlift. He can cover some ground there,
I would save the energy for that.
I mean,
You got a weapon in your pocket. You don't want to
Yeah.
expend more energy.
I'm gonna agree with you. Look, for 2.5 kilos, you don't empty it. 160 for Avery Jackson. Avery, previously, 157.5 was his best.
You mentioned he was putting up some.
Yeah, big numbers in prep. There you go. So that's a PR, and that moved like a second attempt should.
And if you're Avery and you're just walking away with that opening squat, you have to go 3 for 3 if you even have a shot at the national title.
You got to think he's still got a shot. He just can't. You say you just can't miss. You hate to put that kind of pressure on someone, but when you're in the back room, every lift now is pivotal. You're already, if you hit every single other lift, 7 for 9. Not many times you win a national title and it's a class is stacked going 6 for 9. You really got to start hitting. Jonathan Garcia, 170. Jonathan got a massive bench press on him. Has hit as high as 185. 160 moved well. We thought 10 kilo jump, and here we are. Joey Flex agreeing. Should be there. And it is, yeah. So another 180. What do you think?
I think he's got the 180 in him.
Really, he's not here to podium. He's not here for fun and games. He wants to return to IPF Worlds. He's in the same place. Look, I said Brian Lee cannot back down. He can't back down. You have to go in.
I mean, almost all of them have been to the Worlds before. They're not looking for a podium spot, like you mentioned. They're going to go all in. And hey, we're in a casino, so it's the place to go all in.
Morgan Aquino Garcia, 175. This is top end for Morgan previously, and it's only a second attempt. What does that mean for the day? If this moves like a second attempt should, Morgan immediately inserts himself into a gold medal conversation. Okay, well, there it is. While some stumble, others are really starting to pick up the pace and start running.
Seems like he's back on form. And like you said, with the others kind of missing attempts here and there, some only walking away with their opening squat, Morgan placed 4th last year at Nats. If the others start missing, he could climb up the leaderboard.
Neil Oseno, 185, as we move into the 74 kilo class.
Another lifter who is attempting to match his personal best on the second. Oh, he's on. He's on.
Wow. Neil looks almost surprised with how those weights are moving. 187.5 for Jason Montgomery. Jason experiencing a little trial by fire here. U.S. National so early in his career. And this young man, what kind of a future might he have? Wow, and there is a lot of horsepower there.
And I think that looked better than his opening attempt.
Did. Yeah, it did. Look cleaner somehow.
Like you said, he's a newer lifter. Got to get those nerves out of the way.
Elliot Sykes, 197.5 for Elliot. Looking to break the national junior record that he took in his opener.
I mean, what a kid. This has never been done before in the juniors. I mean, by most in the open, besides Austin Perkins.
Junior national record attempt. If you want to see it knocked off, clap those hands right now.
Wow. Elliott building momentum, building steam. Grabbed the junior national record in squat. Took it in his opening bench, extending it in his second. Pacing for a monster total. Now how far that total he's going to push it. Wide open conversation at this point. Michael Slavic, 125, back in the 59 kilo class.
Now this would be a weight class PR for him, and not too far off his all-time best. If he makes it, and I think he has.
3 white lights. Mike doing a little bit of celebrating as he exits the platform.
And Michael missed that third squat, goes 3 for 3 in the bench press. With his opening deadlift, he's already going to be at 625.
Sean Ambrosio, 127.5. As we stay in the 59 kilo class. You know, looking at the forecast, Elliott has 200 kilos loaded for his third bench and will already be at 827.5 after his opening pull.
That was a nice call from his coach.
Yeah, that was expert handling done. I believe that's Grant handling him. Been in many battles, knows how to get the most out of his lifter. Speaking of, Marcellus' disciple Austin Nikolai, 147.5, equaling his personal best. We had said likely 147.5. Here we are.
And I think this is a good call here after watching that second.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that was a 50-50 lift. Swung against him there, but it was reasonable. 152.5 for Brian Lee.
And he did expend extra energy, but to be fair, he walked away with all he could on the bench press.
But talking about that extra energy, so we were saying 152.5. Does Brian come out for 2.5 kilos? I would not be mad at all if he doesn't. They loaded this just to give the other competitors 60 seconds respite, and I think that's what they're doing. I like the strategy here. Save it. For 2.5 kilos, do not come up. Empty the tank. Drain your lower back when Brian is a phenomenal deadlifter. And he is going to need that deadlift. One thing you can say about the 66 is a lot of swaying of momentum, surprises, but I would be shocked if Brian Lee does not pull last, and he gets to decide what color of medal he's pulling for.
And you never know. I mean, I sound like a broken record. You never know what other lifters could miss.
Up next, Avery Jackson, 165. Previous personal best, a reminder, 157.5. 7.5 kilo personal best on bench press. We know squats didn't go the way he wanted, but if he can gain 7.5 kilos on bench.
And it's interesting that even though Avery only walked away with that opening squat, if he makes this, I believe even if he doesn't make this, he's still going to be forecasted ahead of the other lads.
You got to think he needs these kilos, though. Oh, my goodness. Keep
He needs
pressing.
it, and he's fighting.
Oh. Well,
Did he lock it out?
This is a pivotal bench press for this young man. Wow.
There we go.
And talk about a turning point in the meet for Avery Jackson. He needed that for his national title hopes to stay alive. Still a lot more fighting left to go, but he wanted that third attempt.
He wanted it bad, and you could tell. That's that Carolina fight instilled in his heart.
180 for Jonathan Garcia. These young men going back and forth. Jonathan missed his third squat, but still very much on the hunt himself. 160 flew, 170 flew. I thought 10 more kilos should be there. If he wants the national title, I think he needs it. It's a reasonable ask. He's done heavier before. He's done 185.5. It's within reach. What a battle we have on our hands.
Wow.
Wow, okay.
Okay. Did not expend that much energy in the bench press.
Yeah, it's got to be said. I'm a little surprised with the ease in which he made that look like a second attempt himself. Now, easy to say, some people's bench press fall off a cliff as soon as it gets heavy. So while 180 looks great and you're thinking load 190, 185 might not have been there. So,
and I remember a couple years back at the World Championships, Jonathan, that conversation was coming up again if they should have put more kilos on the bench.
It's 2020 hindsight. Honestly, when the battle is this close and he already missed his third squat, I was saying 180 before, so I'm not changing my word now.
And I mean, even if he had gone 185, imagine he misses that. You're leaving those many kilos.
Can you still win if you continue to miss? 180, speaking of, Morgan Aquino Garcia, also very much in the hunt. The forecast between him and Jonathan Garcia, dead even at 690 if he hits this. So close. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
My gosh. It looks like he's gonna, did he lock that out? It's so difficult to see from their vantage point.
Let's see.
2-1, it's good. And the battle wages on. This is so close. Living up to the hype.
I mean, when it's this close, you cannot walk away. You can't miss even one lift.
Neil Oseno, 190 kilos.
One of the many Florida lifters in Powerlifting America.
This would be a PR for Neil if he hits this. Nice call there from the coaching staff.
Yeah, well played, Neil. On the national platform, collecting successful lifts. And Jason Montgomery, 192.5. He's hit this before, but it's a whole nother ball game. Hitting this at the U.S. Nationals.
Now he fights his way up. I don't know if that's gonna pass. And it does.
2-1.
I believe I saw his head come off the bench, and that must have been why that chief referee gave that red light.
Elliot Sykes up next, 200 kilos. Another attempt to extend that junior national record.
Huge bench press here.
And again, building up that huge total. If he hits this, as soon as he lands a 305 deadlift opener, already at 827.5.
And I mean, his previous best in the total was 815.
It looks like we might be winding down the clock as we do. Taking a look at the 66s here, earlier today, Avelio Gonzalez with 710 kilos and Joey Correa, 702.5.
And now those numbers are going to stay because they were not able to get into the primetime session, but it's just another wrench in the, whatever the saying is, it's just another factor to think about.
Yeah, we got several contenders in the 66s. The bar has been set rather high with 710 alone.
And we had been talking about those forecasted totals, how close they were between contenders like Avery, Morgan, Jonathan, Brian, Austin. But sometimes those forecasted totals could lie. I'm sure you've seen that time and time again, where some people take big jumps, some people end up missing their openers. Some openers look harder than they should be. I'm excited to see how it turns out.
Where will we finish as the battle continues, of course, in the 47s? Leanne looking to take that 47-kilo spot away from Heather Connor, the battle of the 52s, and Natalie Richards returning to the platform to grab her team spot in the 59-kilo class, 66s and 74s. Do not go anywhere. We are going to take a short 10-minute break as we return for the deadlifts. And welcome back to the Powerlifting America 2026 Open Nationals here live in Lake Tahoe, presented by A7, as we have the women's 47, 52, and 57 kilo classes. Jocelyn Ang here, 140 for her opening pull. Jocelyn left bench press with a monstrous 103. Attempted 108, which is an unofficial world record. Got it off her chest, just a little too much. Got her opening pull, and with that, any records she had earlier are now official. You need a total for those records to stand.
Bar is loaded, 319.
Patra up next, 145. We're in the 52 kilo class.
Ariel had good comeback in the squats, good comeback in the bench. Hoping to go 3 for 3 in the deads. Starting off strong.
Our next lifter is Jamie Fisher.
160 being loaded for Jamie Fisher.
352 pounds.
In the 52 kilo class, it's still quite tight.
Yep. Excuse me, sorry.
No, go ahead.
After opening pulls, assuming all competitors are successful, Jamie's going to be at 402.5 with Vanessa at 415.
12.5 kilo gap definitely can be crossed in the deadlifts. Oh, but this is a little untidy for an opener. Just as I was about to say, let's wait and see if it passes. It does. Begs the question, what happened there?
Yeah, it looked a bit sticky, especially for an opening attempt.
Depending on who hits and who misses, 12.5 kilos is a gap that can be bridged. Mariah Bolden, 160. Mariah makes easy work of that.
And that is a good 3 by Mike. Our next lifter is Vanessa Pineda. Opening weight, 374.
Vanessa Pineda, 170.
Bar is loaded.
We already mentioned as soon as she hits this, it'll put her at 415.
In front of Jamie Fisher in 52 kilo division.
Vanessa's got a best deadlift of 185.
Nice work.
There we go.
That is a good lift for Vanessa Pineda. Bar is loaded at 380 for Bria Williams.
Bria Williams, 172.5. Opening pull, we are in the 57 kilo class. Easy work.
I assume they're going to be taking those craftsmanship jumps.
Facundo, 180 kilos. We are in the 57 kilo class.
Bar is loaded for Griselda.
currently forecasted for 4th, but you got to take that with a grain of salt. We had the day session. Those ladies got all 9 lifts. And there's a lot more where that came from based off that opener. Easy work of just shy of 400 pounds. 182.5 for Michelle Lynn.
Michelle having a nice day so far. PRing in the squat, PRing in the bench. Let's see what she can do in the deads.
Easy work of 182.5. Leanne Lee opening with 185. Previous personal best, 187.5. Now this is interesting. It'll put her at 428, the magic number 435 by Heather Connor. My goodness.
There we go.
My.
And I mean, I'm assuming that they're going to put on that magic number for the second attempts.
And take 2 swings at it?
I think so.
I think it's a good idea.
I mean, where else do you go from there? It's only up 7.5 kilos since she picked up that chip in the squats.
It's why she's here. Natalie Richards, 195. This will move her total to 480. A fully healthy Natalie's gone as heavy as 225. Well, if you're trying to gauge whether or not it felt good by her reaction.
Seems like it did to me.
What kind of a jump? Are we thinking 10 kilos?
I think at least 10.
12 and a half?
At least 10 to 15. It's always interesting when you're coming back from an injury, like Natalie is, because you don't want to go overboard and have a flare-up again, especially if you got Worlds coming up.
Well, she's only got Worlds if she could.
Presumably so.
Yeah.
Presumably so. I don't want to jump the gun.
She cannot drop the ball just yet. Jocelyn Ang, 150. If Natalie plays her cards right, one more deadlift just might do it. But if she misses, I'm not sure she's that far ahead. We'd have to see. It'd be contested. That's why the second attempt will be pivotal. Jocelyn, 150. Nice and smooth. Slower, but you'd expect that. It is a kilo jump, several kilos jump. It's also a 2.5 kilo personal best for her.
Yeah, and in the total, that's already 10 kilos above her best. Quickly approaching the 400 kilo mark.
Ariel Patra, 155 as we return to the 52 kilo class. Nicely done.
I think she's got another 10 in her.
That moves her total to 385. And pacing for a bronze, Jamie Fisher now, 165. Should she hit this, moves her total to 407.5 and second place at American Nationals. And 7.5 kilos behind Vanessa. Again, if she hits, Vanessa misses, she can apply pressure. But she's got to hit. Well, she's done her part. Jamie has done her part. And marching down Vanessa, forcing her to have to hit her second attempt, lest she fall within 7.5 kilos, and that's not a big jump in the deadlifts. Moriah, 172.5. We are in the 57 kilo class now. Oh, and that's a fight. Good thing she's a fighter. Looks a little bit surprised it was that hard.
Yeah, it's a bit under her personal best. But again, we don't know what's going on in the back. We don't know what's been going on in prep. Could be dealing with some injury there. But she fights it out.
The front runner in the 52s, Vanessa Pineda, 180 kilos. If she hits this, she moves to 425 and pushes back the charge Jamie Fisher. If she misses, she remains at 415. And if you're wondering, yeah, Jamie Fisher, last pull, 172.5 will put her at 415. So we'd be deadlocked with Jamie being the lighter lifter and moving into the lead. Game set, let's see. Vanessa answers the call. And both teams doing exactly as they should with the temp selection. I like seeing that. Sorry, you were about to say.
No, yeah, and it looked quite easy for only being 5 kilos under her best.
Yeah, I mean, Jamie was against it, but you're working with the cards you got, and the attempt selection on point. Facundo, 190. This will put her total up to 457.5 and 4th place. This would tie her personal best total. Nice, wow. She could probably load up the big 200.
She probably could, and Bria's gonna be coming up right after. They're pretty close in the total. Christella could be fighting for a podium spot here.
Bria Williams, 472.5 as her previous personal best. I was saying Natalie Richards, who's currently at 480, needs to hit her second, because if she misses and Bria has a PR total, it's not unreasonable. It's not over yet. Let's see how 190 moves. It's wow, and there's a lot more there. That's dangerous. That's dangerous.
Easy.
And Natalie Richards with 205. Not necessarily, she's obviously got 2 more attempts, but she does need to hit these deadlifts. She does need to close that door. Leanne Lee, 192.5. will bump her total to 435.5 and take the U.S. national team spot from the legendary Heather Connor. Is this a legend in the making herself?
This is it, let's see it.
Whoa! With room to spare, Leanne Lee fires a shot towards France. Turbo Tiff, a new contender has emerged from America.
And I think they could load up the big 200. I think she has it. Now we're gonna see how her ankle comes into play, but she could be entering even the 440s.
Now I know you've been reading her Instagram posts because she's mentioned that. Michelle Lynn, 192.5. We're all praying for that ankle to hold up. And Michelle, a scrappy 192. Looks like she's got it. And her total moving to 472.5.
Quite a big total, already hitting a PR over her previous 467.5.
Natalie Richards, 205, 195. Smooth, easy, 205. I'm not expecting to be out of reach. It should be there, but she really wants that 205 to nudge her total up to 490 and convince Williams, look it, you're happy to be in the podium. Don't look at my gold. You're not vying for my national team spot to Worlds. And look at the intensity of Natalie. She knows what time it is. This is an important lift for her. No more smiles. Yeah, with authority. It means a lot. It means a lot. You got to think Steve Zanobi in the back told her, listen to me. Bria is charging right now. You need to convince her.
And not even just Bria. We have Michelle Lynn crawling up with that 472.5.
Yeah. If deadlifts aren't 100% for Natalie, they need to be enough.
And it looked like it was just about 90%, 95%.
Some days, all you're praying for is just enough. Jocelyn Ang, 155. Move her total up to 395.5. Jocelyn, of course, open national record with 103 in the 47 kilo class. A little monster.
Yeah, and just a few years back, 400 to 410, that was the number to beat in this weight class.
Future contender.
Oh, and she's a fighter.
No, a little too much on the day. 390.5 it is. National record in bench press. As 165 gets loaded, we're in our final round of deadlifts. Ariel Patra in the 52 kilo class, looking to bump her total from 385 to 395 in bronze medal position.
Ariel walked away with the bronze at last year's nationals, walked away with the gold at NAPFs.
Another podium finish for Ariel Patra, U.S. Nationals. And 172.5 for Jamie Fisher. Jamie had a tough opener, went up, secured 165, going up 7.5 kilos from there.
This would be a PR in the deadlifts and matching her all-time PR total if she hits this. Not going to be going for the gold in Vanessa, but walking away with some wins.
Yeah, she'll leave with that silver medal overall, and obviously other team slots later on in the year open up, possible North Americans. A little too much. It was the appropriate call, though.
There was nothing to lose.
If Pineda had missed, this would have been the winning pool loaded for her, so they had to reload that up. Mariah Bolden, Pineda obviously not missing, but Mariah here, 185 as we move back into the 57 kilo class, bumping around a little bit, trying to keep you caught up as the placings unravel.
Now, she had a bit of a tough second attempt, but this final pull is purposeful. This would pull her into the top 5.
Yeah, currently in 6th. Nice top 5 finish at U.S. Nationals. A little too much, and this is where these lifters and the coaches loading up for placement. It means, obviously, it's just one notch up, 6th to 5th, but it means a lot to say I finished top 5 at U.S. Nationals. I finished on the podium, U.S. Nationals. Vanessa Pineda, 187.5. This is your 52 kilo national champion already, but she has an opportunity to move her total to 432.5, which is playable on the international scene in the 52 kilo class.
Yep, she's going to be going to the World Championships. Going to try to walk away with a PR total here. And I think she's good for it.
Yeah, that's a nice final attempt. Vanessa, I told you in the back, I asked her, do you realize you're the favorite to walk away with the national title? She's like, I try not to pay attention. I don't want to put the pressure on myself. Had a phenomenal day, leaving with the U.S. national title in 197.5 for Leanne Lee. This will bump her total to 440.5 in the 47 kilo class. Only Turbo Tiff has entered the 440s. Does she join Turbo Tiff? And she does, and she does, and it's gotta be said. By the time June rolls around, are you telling me she can't put on 10 plus kilos and be rivaling neck and neck with Turbo Tiff? I'm telling you, you're crazy. Absolutely, she might have had a few more kilos on her on the day.
I think she could have had over 200.
Turbo Tiff, Penna, you got yourself a rival. Michelle Lin, 197.5. Looking to bump her total up to 477.5. Your silver place finalist in the 57s.
Oh, and she's scrappy.
Huge final pull, just at the lockout, a little too much.
I mean, that's going to be a good battle. Just like last year with Heather and Tiff, now it's going to be a different player.
Yeah, it's pretty remarkable where Heather Connor's the reigning world champ and doesn't make it on the U.S. national team. That's how tough the U.S. nationals is. Facundo, 200 kilos even, looking to bump her total to 467.5.
Going to be attempting to pull into third place over Bria Williams, but of course Bria is going to pull right after her. First PA Nationals, can she get on the podium?
Just at the knees a little too much. Leaves with 457.5 in fourth place.
Our next lifter is Bria Williams at 450.
Bria Williams, 205. This will move her total to 475, a 2.5 kilo total PR. Silver place in the 57 kilo class.
And this would be silver place if she hits this. If not, then she's going to walk away with the bronze. And Michelle with the silver. There's
That's
a lot of on the line here.
Yeah, currently in bronze, could move into second. And as I was saying earlier, the difference between bronze and silver, not just on the day, but as 2026 unfolds, national team spots for North Americans and other events. Oh, wow. It's there. It's there. And
What
she needed it. When she needed it, a PR total, silver place. And are you telling me she's not a little hyped up with that? Might have USA across her singlet later on this year.
Her first PA Nationals, ending up in second place.
Natalie Richards, 220, 5 kilos below what she's previously hit. Will end off with 505 if she can hit this. She's already going to return to IPF Worlds. This will be a bit of a gauge finder for everybody. Is she 5 kilos below her previous personal best deadlift?
There we go.
No, just a lockout. 490 it is.
Nothing to lose there. Still going for that big deadlift and going to be returning to the World Championships.
Yeah, she'll have a little bit of time to go back to the lab, work on a few things, get her body into 100% and hopefully 105%, because the 57 kilo class, it's nothing but sharks at the international level. As we move into the 66 kilo class, talking about nothing but sharks, here's one coming out. Jonathan Garcia, 240 for his opening pull.
Bar is loaded for Jonathan Garcia. We are ready to get on the race.
Now his previous best is 265. Gonna try to stay calm, cool, and collected. And we know he knows how to do that under pressure.
5 for 6. If he can go 8 for 9, it might be enough. Nicely done. Gonzalez earlier, 7:10. Reminder, it's a heavy bar coming out of the day session. Jason Montgomery, 245 in the 74 kilo class. And then this flight, we're going to bump around from the 59s to the 66s to the 74s. I'm spoiled at IPF Worlds when it's just one weight class at a time. Now I'm jockeying around looking at the different positions, 3 different weight classes in national team spots, not just for IPF Worlds, but also North Americans and any other money meets that these lifters might be looking to qualify for.
Scary strong in October.
And there's a lot of them these days, and that's good because there's a lot of good lifters. Sean Ambrosio, 250 in the 59 kilo class.
Already going to be matching his best total in the weight class if he makes this.
Easy opener.
We now call Austin Nikolai to the stage. Opening depth, 584 pounds. The kid from Wisconsin, 2-time world champion.
Austin Nikolai, 265. Austin, 5 for 6, just like Jonathan. Had a massive 270 squat. Left with 145 on bench. Narrowly missing 147 and a half, just 2.5 kilos off. So while he's also 5 for 6 like Jonathan, he didn't leave as many kilos on the table. 265. And it moved well, but the knees knocked just a little bit. Just a little bit. I'm not sure. Some people's knees knock regardless. But what are you thinking?
I really don't know with Austin because, I mean, he's being handled, and I assume coached by Mr. Swolfesser himself. I'm assuming they're going to take a big jump there.
265 for Morgan Garcia, and Morgan has not missed a single lift all day. There is a lot of 66s all clustering now at the top. It's honestly quite difficult to see who's going to emerge at this point. Too close. But wow, is Morgan on point. I mean, 6 for 6, now 7 for 7, and there's a lot left there. Quite the comeback if he should make it. As we move back to the 74 kilo class, 272.5 for Neil Oseno.
Having a nice day so far. 6 for 6, entering the deadlifts.
That was snappy. That was downright snappy. 735 already for his total. We're moving to the 59 kilo class. Despite the fact he's a 59, opening with 275 and a junior total record with just his opener.
This is a big deadlift.
Now this is a monster.
In the weight class. This is a huge, I mean, regardless of the weight class, this is over 600 pounds. Like you mentioned, this would put him at 625. Already approaching Wasker territory. And I mean, on the platform, he has put up 642 and a half. How close is he going to get to that?
Wow.
Even held it for a second longer.
With authority. He's already totaled 642.5. The goal was to get as close to the world record as he possibly can.
National champion at 66 kilos.
It's a bit of a spread when he needs 670, but he might get close. Avery Jackson, in the fight of his life at this point, going 1 for 3 in squats. Rebounded nicely, though, in the bench press. 275, so put his total to 692 and a half. Avery still in the hunt.
That's going to be a good lift for Avery.
Bar is loaded, opening attempt for Brian Lee.
Brian Lee now, 275. Speaking of 66s, this will move his total to 682.5. Avery moved to 692. Jonathan is 690 after his opener.
Or this is 295.
Morgan, sorry, 295. Morgan, also 690. There's just a cluster of 66s, shoulder and shoulder. Deadlift looks there.
Looked like there was no issue with lockout, no issue with grip. Hasn't been having the day he presumably wanted so far, but man, he's got a deadlift on him.
Elliot Sykes, 300 kilos, will move his total to 820. Elliot bumped the opener down a stitch. This will be a national total record in the junior class. Easily done.
There we go. Elliot Sykes, 820 on his opening deadlift attempt.
I remember when 838.5 by Taylor Atwood was mind-boggling for the world. He became the undisputed pound-for-pound king, and Elliot looks like he's going to hit that at 20 years old today. Jonathan Garcia, 257.5. This will move his total to 707 from 690. I told you there's a cluster of 66s all hovering around 690.
Yeah.
707, sorry, go ahead.
In the 66s, your guess is as good as mine on what the order is going to look like.
Yeah, no,
even 1 to 5.
Yeah,
I mean, this is going to bump him to second place for the time being. Remember that Avelio Gonzalez put up 710 in the day session.
707.5 is what won the World Championships in 2024, and that's a year and a half ago. Now, I mean, what is that, maybe top 5 in America? We'll see how the day transpires. Nicely done by Jonathan.
That looked clean. It looked clean.
And if you were wondering, was the lower back injured from squats? If it is, Jonathan's just too tough to show you those cards.
I had almost forgotten about that.
Yeah.
I literally forgot that he seemed to have injured himself in the squats on that third attempt, just based on how easy and clean those deadlifts are looking.
He's got heart. Jason Montgomery, 260 for his second attempt. This will give him an even 700 kilos for his total.
Nicely done.
Take up the 595 for Sean Ambrosio of Wisconsin. Bar is noted for
Sean Ambrosio, 270 kilos for his second attempt, jumping 20 kilos in the 59 kilo class. You don't see that often in the 59s.
And I mean, let's see if he hits this, but this would give him 612 and a half.
I'm going to need you to pull up the world record in the 59 kilo class for deadlifts, and I'll let you know why in a minute.
Nicely done from
Yeah.
Sean.
Smooth as per usual for Sean.
And still no facial expression.
Not yet.
Mr. Nonchalant, totaling 612 and a half.
Take it up to 606 for Morgan Aquino.
Morgan Garcia, 275. It'll bump its total from 690 to 700. Currently in 5th place in the 66s.
Bars loaded, we're ready for Morgan.
And like you said, the race in the 66s right now, all top 5. Anybody, I say currently in 5th, you might tell me, my gosh, he's falling behind. No, we're talking.
We don't
They're all
know.
shoulder to shoulder.
I don't know what's going to happen 15 minutes from now.
Did you get that world record by chance?
I did. Morgan's on point today.
Yeah, he has not missed a single lift at a time when he needs it the most.
I mean, that gives him a 700 kilo total, and he hasn't hit that since like 2023.
It's been years. Austin Nikolai, 290 kilos, now 265. I wasn't sure how to read it. This will bump him up to 705. He's currently in 8th place for the 66s. It'll bump him into 4th place. Didn't know how to read the opener, but it was only an opener.
He looks confident.
You don't want to read too much into it. There we go. That's more convincing. 705. Now we have, 5 or 6 lifters in the 66s already over 700 kilos. It's a little ridiculous.
I can barely keep up. And I'm a math teacher, so.
Is that right? Thank God you're with me. 290 for Neil Oseno in the 74 kilo class. Should he hit this, bumping his total to 752.5. Comfortably in 2nd place in the 74 kilo class. As we move back to the 59 kilo class, Michael Slavic loading 294 kilos. And what is that world record?
It is 293 by none other than Bodie Lacoe. Who is this guy? Who is Michael Slavic?
Michael set the world on notice. The 59 kilo class is his. He said already, I'm grabbing that world title in 2026. He certainly punched his ticket to Worlds. And this is such a deadly weapon to have if he's going to enter that battle. Whoa! Oh my goodness! And the 59s of the world, be careful.
Everyone is going to know his name by the end of the night. That already gives him 644 in the total. And like you had mentioned, that's an easy, fast, unofficial world record in the deadlift. How close is he going to get to that 670?
Avery Jackson, 297.5. Avery looking to bump his total to 715 and temporarily move himself into 1st place.
It's a dogfight.
Talk about a comeback after squats if he can pull this off.
Whoa.
Oh my gosh, he needs to lock that out. Needless to say, I think, are those knees convincing?
I think it was good.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I didn't think the knees convinced me. His coach didn't approach the jury. Perhaps his coach also isn't overly convinced.
Man, and I mean, can he even come back and repeat that weight and make it, given how much energy he used, given how hard that deadlift was?
It would have moved him in the 1st. I mean, obviously he's going to load it up again, or maybe even more if he thinks he has to. 310 for Brian Lee. This will move his total to 697.5. Currently in 8th place. This will move him to 7th.
6, 7.
No. Oh, it's a little sticky at the top. Looks like he's got it, but the question has to be asked.
I don't know if his grip was holding.
2-1 is good, but honestly, the end has got to be near. He's going to fall a little short from the podium. Elliot Sykes, 317.5. National record total in the juniors. This will bump it to 837.5, just a kilo off of that historic Taylor Atwood 2021 performance. 17.5 kilos up from his opener.
Was he even powerlifting in 2021? I mean, in 2021, he was, what, 15 years old?
He's been powerlifting 4 years. He would have just started. And that was smooth and easy too. There's a lot more left. Putting on a clinic at American Nationals.
He's gonna get close to, who knows, in the 840s, potentially 850?
I would not be surprised if he ends up in the 850s the way that one moved. I don't know the end number that they have in sight. It's got to mean something on a personal level. He's far and away on the day the Open National Champion. In terms of the juniors, he's gonna, you don't want to say a lock. There's Ilya, there's other juniors in the 74s that might show up, but obviously from France as well, Beltran.
I mean, that's just an insane total. It's crazy that he's in the shadow of Austin Perkins, still totaling 837.5 at 20 years old.
270 for Jonathan Garcia. This will move Jonathan's total to 720 and put him in the lead, if temporarily. Currently in 2nd place. Behind Gonzalez from the day session, no less.
This would give him a PR total by 2 kilos. Let's see if he can execute. Oh. And I didn't want to enact the commentator's curse on him, but that is often the story with Jonathan Garcia. In the deadlifts, missing on grip. I don't know. That's a tough one. I mean, to even load that up after that missed 3rd attempt squat.
They must have thought they needed it. I mean, there is other lifters that have 720 loaded for the thirds. Obviously, you can change your last attempt deadlift 2 times over, and they're paying attention to what just happened there. Jason Montgomery, 275. We are moving to the 74 kilo class.
And currently, Jonathan Garcia.
This is for a podium finish, by the way, sorry. Sorry, were you about to say that?
No, you're totally fine. Okay. We're moving quickly here.
Jason looking to finish on the podium. Oh, just an inch away as he locked up that bronze with a 715 total. And he has.
Crossing over Aliki from the day session. Bronze medal at his first nationals.
Moving back to the 66 kilo class, 282.5 for Morgan Garcia. Morgan currently in 5th. This will keep him in 5th. Now, just on forecast, it'll move him into 2nd. Wait, let me check the body weight. Yes, it'll move him into 2nd with 707.5. So it'll move into second place, nudging ahead of Garcia, but still behind Gonzalez from the day session.
So it's interesting that they didn't load up 285.
Yep.
Let's see how this moves.
I mean, the U.S. national team spot is 2.5 kilos away, but
Okay.
becomes a moot point.
That's why they didn't load up 285.
No, but seriously, you should have loaded it anyways. 2.5 kilos, U.S. national team spot, it is what it is.
I mean, I can't imagine being a handler of one of these 66-kilo lifters. It's just so close.
295 for Austin Nicolai. This will put him at 710, and with body weight underneath Gonzalez, giving him the national team selection.
For the time being.
For the time being. That's, if ever, that's true. We still got more lifters left to go. 2 more to be exact. 295 for a temporary first place and national team spot for Worlds.
This is it. Let's see it, Austin. Can he grind it out?
Oh, and Austin solidifies himself with 710 and temporarily gold for U.S. nationals.
Now, I know that they're going to be watching these next 2 lifts in the back.
Yeah. Avery Jackson, 300 kilos. This will move his total to 717.5. He doesn't need 717.5 though. He could drop this to 297.5.
You took the words out of my mouth, Ryan.
But they're not going to.
Well, the clock already started.
Yeah.
If he hits this, this would give him gold over Austin Nicolai. If temporarily with Brian Lee to, of course, pull last. Let's see if he can rally back.
What a comeback from squats if he hits this.
Let's see if he's got that Carolina Panther in him.
You know what? He was so close to 297.5. Nope. But.
And it makes you question. It makes you question.
Well, 297.5, honestly, I didn't think it locked out on the second. I agree his knees were a little soft, and we both said it looked like he expended everything he had on that lift. Come back out, but it was going to be, because of the national titles on the line, the world team selection, it was going to be a big ass. Neil Osano, 300 kilos. In second place. This won't change that, but it will bump his total from 752 to 762.5.
Would give him an all-time PR total. And as someone who's been competing for 10 years, that is huge for Neil.
And that's a big total in the 74-kilo class. I realize you have monsters like Elliott, Perk. Oh, you can't lose sight what kind of a total that is. Michael Slavic, 301 as a 59. Are you kidding me? 651 will be his total. A 59 moving into the 300s.
And if I'm gonna be honest, leading into this competition, I had a bit of doubt. It's his second competition as a 59-kilo lifter, and here he is loading up for 651.
This is an absolutely insane deadlift in the 59-kilo class and a potent weapon to bring to Worlds.
Whoa!
And there's more there. And there's much, much more there. 651 for Michael Slavic, living up to the hype.
Hits the celly, puts the haters to rest. 651 as a 59-kilo lifter. And he's what, like 22 years old? Whoa.
Sean Ambrosio, 308.5 for a national open record in the 59-kilo class.
Whoa, this is a big deadlift. We are still in the 59-kilo class. And
I back-to-back, 300 and up in the 59s. This is a big deadlift in the 66s.
This would be...
This would be a huge deadlift in the 66s, let alone 59s. What the heck is going on today?
And he's pulling for gold over Michael Slavic.
On body weight.
What's going on? What is going on here?
Now, this is his second
This
was
is a big
his second was
ask.
270, but he's got nothing to lose. He's already in second place. So what the heck? Too much. But listen.
It was a big ask.
Honestly, though, silver was already his. You have a potential to go to IPF Worlds. Load it up. Pray for a miracle. I'm okay with it.
I mean, if he had even gotten that off the ground.
3:15 for Brian Lee. Brian currently in 6th. This will move him into 4th with 7:02.5. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lifters if Brian hits this in the 66 kilo class that finish 700 kilos and up. Absolutely remarkable showing by the 66s at U.S. Nationals. And Austin Nikolai, if you're wondering.
Wow, gonna walk away with the win.
7'10", U.S. national champion. Well, let's wait for Brian Lee to close the show.
And this is still a huge deadlift from Brian Lee. Previously held, I believe he previously held the open world record in the class.
No, just a little too much. And I was gonna say Austin Nikolai was 7'10", and Gonzalez from the day session, also 7'10", losing on body weight. Who would have thunk it? In the battle of the 66s, Elliot Sykes, one more lifter to go. This will bump his total from 837.5 to 852.5 with a 332.5 final deadlift. How old was Austin Perkins when he hit 851? Elliot Sykes pacing for greatness.
Austin was 23, Elliot being 20. You mentioned this before, but there's a battle ensuing here in a couple of years if Elliot stays on pace.
I'm going to be honest, I don't even know a couple. I think that might even be generous. I think it's going to come a lot closer and sooner than people think.
Let's see him close the show.
Yeah.
This is it. There we go. Oh my God.
852.5 at just 20 years old.
Elliot Sykes.
Absolutely incredible performance.
Remember the name, Elliot Sykes. Into the 850s. I almost thought that was a bit of a stretch when I mentioned that after his second attempt.
And what a phenomenal showing here by the ladies and the men's 57, 52, 47 kilo classes on the ladies side, 59, 66, and 74 kilo classes on the men's.
What a banging start to Powerlifting America Nationals 2026.
As we look at the placings on the ladies side with Leanne Lee, huge 440.5 total, bumping Heather Connor off Team USA, and will be battling Turbo Tiff Vanessa Pineda in the 52s with 432.5. And of course, Natalie Richards, 490, clinching that team spot. Take a look at the men's totals.
Michael Slavic.
Michael Slavic with 651, monstrous 301. Austin Nikolai in the 66s with 710 kilo total. And of course, Elliot Sykes, monstrous 852.5. Elliot likely to go the junior route. We'll see where he wants to go. And Perk securing 891.5 at Sheffield. Phenomenal day to kick it off. Please do join us tomorrow where we have the day sessions, one of the day sessions, and of course Primetime, back at 3:05 local time in Lake Tahoe. Thank you very much. Presented to you by A7, Ryan Lampedat.
Adriana Davis.
Until then.
All right.